list is all about the schwat sound, and you'll find the schwat sound somewhere in each of these words. So the schwat sound is represented like this. It's like a back to front 6, and it's a grunt sound. It's where we don't pronounce a word as carefully as we should, and we tend to give a grunt sound instead. So rather than saying a Ford or a Ford, we tend to go a Ford, scatter, effort. So we're not pronouncing these phonograms correctly, we're just giving them a bit of a grunt sound. So you'll find that somewhere in each of these words there's a schwat sound. Go through and highlight anything in these words that will make the spelling easier. And just appreciate that this is quite common in Australian English, where we don't always pronounce words as they should be said, and therefore we make the spelling harder, not easier. So what does afford mean? Afford means to have sufficient money, time or means for something. Attach means to connect, fasten or join. So if you have no strings attached, it means that you're not restricted, or there's no conditions to what you're doing or offering. Attempt means to try to achieve. A pattern is a sequence, a repeated design or a regular form. A scatterbrain person is someone who's not thinking as well as they could be. And scatter means to toss in various directions. Effort is the energy put into a task or exertion, and if you hear the saying a last-ditch effort, it means that you've tried everything else and this is the last solution. Collect means to bring together or gather. Correct means to put right an error, and if you're politically correct, it means you're doing the rightful thing. Arrival means to reach a destination or to come about, and intelligent means having the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. On this page we're revising the schwat sound in these words, so do try and pronounce the words correctly. It will make the spelling easier, but you need to be aware of where that schwat sound is appearing in each of these words. It's a bit of a grunt sound that Australians tend to put into words rather than pronouncing the word carefully and precisely. So what you have to do in here is fill in the gap with the missing list word. This is to show that you know the meaning of the word and how to use it and apply it to a sentence. Down here, copy the list word, then match to its meaning. So just copy each of those words there and use some different colours to link the word to its correct meaning. Combine with the list word to complete the expression. If you're getting stuck on these expressions, go back to yesterday's video and you'll hear what they mean, and we'll also give you the missing words. You then have to use one of the above in a sentence to show that you understand its meaning. Antonyms, of course, mean so you've got to find a list word that means the opposite to the 3 given words. Synonyms mean that you've got to find a list word that means the same as the 3 given words. And then down the bottom, we want you to use the first word in a simple sentence. So there's 2 words and 2 lines for your sentences. It's not often that you can use a word consistently in its base form. Quite often we have to add affixes to a base word to make it fit into the sentence in the correct form with the correct meaning. So if you have a look here, we're asking here, fill in the gap with one of the list words in the correct tense. Now, as soon as you hear the word tense, you know that these words are going to have to be verbs. So be careful of the tense, the suffixes that you add to the base word to fill in these sentences, because they will have to match the sentence. Now in the next section you have to change the list word into a noun and then use it in a sentence. So you can see when you add shun or ence or meant to the end of a word, you could change it into a noun. So you're going to do that here with following the directions and then use those words in a sentence in its noun form. Change the list word into an adjective and then use it in a sentence. We've made this easy for you too. We've shown you what you have to add to the base word to change it into an adjective, and then you have to use it in this form, effortless or affordable, in a sentence. So make sure it does appear in its correct form in the sentence. Now the last one, we're forming adverbs, and you've done quite a lot of this throughout Smart Words. So you know that to form a word into an adverb, we commonly add ly. But because you're up to level U now, you might have to add another suffix before that final suffix. So think carefully about the affixes or the suffixes that you may have to add to these base words to get the adverbial form for these sentences. Today's activity is on subject-verb agreement. So in order to write the verb in its correct form, you must know if your subject is singular, meaning one, or plural, meaning more than one. So a singular subject is going to have a singular verb. A plural subject will have a plural verb. Sounds easy, doesn't it? Note, for all the exercises below, that's the whole page, the singular verb form is put first, followed by the plural. So be aware. Underline the subject. Now you know the subject is an indication of the noun in the first part of a sentence. So we usually have the subject first in the sentence. Underline the subject and circle whether it's singular or plural. So if we look at the flowers, that's the subject. Is it singular or plural? Then you have to circle the verb form that's correct given that information. So the flowers in the vase is wilting, or the flowers in the vase are wilting. You can hear the correct answer, but you know flowers is a plural noun, so we have to use a plural verb, are, there as well. And you have to circle whether it's singular or plural at the end of the end of that line. Now down here, circle the verb form that is correct. Some subjects indicate plurals in quantity. So everybody is a plural in quantity. It's one word, it's the subject, it's one word, and it indicates a number of people. But function as singular grammatically. So even though it's indicating a lot of bodies or a lot of people, it functions as a singular subject. So everybody here sees how good a dancer Amanda is. Everybody here see how good a dancer Amanda is. You can hear the difference, but just be careful of which one you are circling there. Now, in the next section, you have to underline the noun that will determine the verb form, then circle the correct verb form. Now, for either or and neither nor, the verb agrees with the noun group closest to it. So either Jill or the twins, so we want the noun group closest to the verbs, so to be the twins. So let's try it. Either Jill or the twins have the book you're looking for. Either Jill or the twins has the book you're looking for. So which one sounds right? Now you're linking it to the noun or pronoun closest to the verb. So it's the twins has the book. The twins have the book. Which word would it be? Has or have? Underline the subject, circle if it is singular, we put an S, or plural, we're putting a P, and circle the correct verb. Now for sentences beginning with here or there, the subject, which determines the verb form, appears after the verb. So these are the verbs and the subject is appearing after the verb. And regular rules, singular noun, singular verb, singular subject, singular verb, singular subjects or plural subject, plural verb still apply. So you can work through that. There is 3 oranges in the fridge. There are 3 oranges in the fridge. You've got the oranges is a plural noun or plural subject, so we need the are there. So you'd have to circle the P here. So you can work out the next 2 on your own, but do fill in the first one as well.